Please note that the date range of the experience is given approximately, because I am uncertain of the times or dates, as I was not physically aware for those 3 days. Those were the days I was unconscious from the accident. I am told that I was dead on the operating room table for 3 minutes during the brain surgery I was having to correct life-threatening damage to my head. During this time, I wasn't aware of what had become of my physical body until I awoke to the real world again. I saw the light. I followed it. People say, don't follow the light, but you really don't have a choice. It's either follow the light, or be stuck there until you wake up, if you do. So I followed. I emerged somewhere outside the gates of heaven. I walked up to the nearest seraph and didn't even get past stating my full name, when the seraph simply smiled and said, "Follow me, he wishes to speak with you." So I did. We walked in through the gates and I was led straight to the chamber where the Lord sat. I seated myself across a desk from him, and we began conversing. The desk was completely clear. To this day, I cannot completely remember all that I talked with him about, but I get a sense that it was a long conversation, one as if between friends. I do remember some parts of it, however, mainly that he told me directly that I would not remember much of what we talked about. What I do remember is from the middle of the conversation. Keep in mind that at this point, I did not know my father had passed on in the accident that we had just been in. We had been on our way to go out to eat, as we always did, and he had been driving. I remember that the Lord said to me, "Worry not, you will not be kept here. I do not wish to have you home yet, for you have much to live for." This was in response to my question, am I really dead to my life down there? The Lord then smiled and my dad walked in, grinning as he went to stand by the Lord's side. It was his usual mischievous, surprise-bearing smile. It also had a large amount of pride in it. My dad simply said, "I'm home." To which I replied, "Daniel will miss you, and so will I." Daniel, who was 17 at the time of the accident, is my younger brother. My dad simply said, "Take care of him while you still can." I said that of course I would. The Lord then spoke and said, "Your father spoke to me earlier and did not wish you to die." I granted his wish. I conversed more with the Lord and my father. This portion isn't something I can remember, but I get the hazy sense that it was just as if we were talking things over, and that they were both consoling me. My memory picks back up at the point where I expressed my anxiety at returning to life. I think I said, "Well, I'd like to get back down and check on Daniel," and I gave my father and the Lord a parting hug. I still remember the hugs well, for when I gave the Lord a hug, he whispered into my ear as I was transported back, "You will not remember everything we spoke about, but don't worry, and you'll remember what you need to know in life when the time is right. And you will remember it all when you cross heaven's threshold once again."